She was overlooked, ignored, and underestimated. No spotlight. No support. No one paying attention. But while they looked away, she was building something they couldn't see. And by the time they noticed, it was already too late. She wasn't the loudest in the room. She wasn't the most confident. And she definitely wasn't the one people paid attention to. In a world that celebrates noise, she was quiet. In a world that rewards visibility, she was invisible. At school, her ideas were often ignored. In conversations, she was talked over. In opportunities, she was overlooked. Not because she wasn't capable, but because no one noticed her enough to find out. And over time, something dangerous started to grow. Doubt. The kind that whispers, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe I should stop trying. But deep inside her, something resisted. A quiet voice that refused to disappear. Because even though others couldn't see her potential, she could feel it. She didn't have proof. No results. No achievements. No recognition. Just belief. And sometimes, that's all you have in the beginning. The idea came to her unexpectedly. Simple, but different. She noticed a gap. Something people complained about often. But no one was solving properly. To her, it was obvious. This could work. Excited, she shared it. Friends first. Then a few people she trusted. But instead of curiosity, she got laughter. Not loud. Not aggressive. Just dismissive. The kind that says, "That's not serious. That won't work. Who do you think you are?" And just like that, doubt returned. Stronger this time. Because now it wasn't just in her head. It was confirmed by others. For a moment, she considered dropping it. Letting the idea go. Staying invisible. Staying safe. But something didn't sit right. Because deep down, she knew something they didn't. They hadn't thought about it deeply. They hadn't seen what she saw. They judged quickly. But she had observed carefully. So instead of arguing, she went quiet. And made a decision. I'll prove it, without talking. That moment changed everything. Because she stopped seeking validation. And started seeking results. She started small. No big announcement. No grand launch. Just action. She tried to bring her idea to life using what she had. Limited resources. No connections. No guidance. At first, she reached out to people who could help. Suppliers. Partners. Even small investors. But the response was almost always the same. No. We're not interested. Come back when you have something bigger. Some didn't even reply. Others didn't take her seriously enough to listen. Each rejection felt heavier than the last. Not just because of the opportunity lost, but because it reinforced the same message she had always heard. You're not important. Slowly, frustration began to build. She started questioning everything. The idea. The timing. Even herself. Maybe they're right. Maybe this isn't meant for me. But then she noticed something. Most of the people rejecting her didn't even fully understand what she was trying to build. They were making quick decisions on something she had spent time thinking about deeply. That realization shifted her perspective. Rejection wasn't always truth. Sometimes it was just lack of understanding. And that meant one thing. She didn't need approval to continue. She just needed persistence. There's always a moment where continuing feels harder than quitting. For her, that moment came quietly. No dramatic failure. No big collapse. Just exhaustion. She had tried. Failed. Adjusted. Tried again. And still, nothing was working. No traction. No recognition. No real progress. Just effort. And at some point, effort without results begins to feel like wasted energy. She sat alone one night, looking at everything she had attempted. The ideas. The notes. The small steps that led nowhere. And for the first time, she allowed herself to think it. What if I stop? Not forever. Just, stop trying so hard. Go back to something safe. Something predictable. Something that didn't constantly test her. Because chasing something uncertain is exhausting. And in that moment, quitting felt peaceful, comfortable, easy. But then another thought followed. Quiet, but powerful. If I stop now, I'll never know. And that thought was heavier than failure. Because regret lasts longer than struggle. So she didn't make a loud decision. No dramatic comeback. Just a quiet one. I'm not done yet. From that moment on, everything changed. Not externally, but internally. She stopped talking about her idea. Stopped explaining. Stopped trying to convince people. Because she realized something important. Talking makes you feel like you're progressing, even when you're not. So she chose silence. And replaced it with focus. No announcements. No validation. No distractions. Just work. She went back to the basics. Studying the problem again. Understanding the audience deeper. Refining her approach. She stopped trying to build something big. And focused on building something that works. Even if it was small. Especially if it was small. Because small things can be tested. Improved. Perfected. And for the first time, she wasn't building to impress anyone. She was building to understand. That shift made her dangerous. Because now, failure wasn't discouraging. It was information. Every mistake taught her something. Every attempt made her sharper. And slowly, without noise, without attention, progress began. While the world moved on, forgetting her, she was evolving. Quietly. Relentlessly. She became obsessed with learning. Not in a formal way, but in a practical way. She studied what worked. Analyzed what failed. Observed how people responded. She paid attention to details most people ignored. Why did some products succeed, while others didn't? Why did people trust certain brands? What made something worth paying for? She didn't just ask questions. She tested answers. Trying different approaches. Adjusting her strategy. Improving step by step. And because no one was watching, she had the freedom to fail. To experiment. To learn without pressure. Her invisibility became her training ground. Where mistakes were not judged. Only used. Day by day, she improved. Not dramatically, but consistently. And consistency is what builds mastery. By the time people would eventually notice her, she wouldn't just have an idea. She would have skill, understanding, precision. And that's what separates dreamers from builders. It didn't happen overnight. No sudden breakthrough. No viral moment. Just something small. Almost easy to overlook. Her first real result. A customer. Not a friend. Not someone supporting her out of pity. A real customer. Who saw value. And paid. It wasn't a lot of money. But it meant everything. Because it proved something critical. This works. For the first time, her idea existed outside her mind. It wasn't just potential anymore. It was real. And that small win changed her energy. Her confidence shifted. Not dramatically. But enough. Enough to keep going. Enough to push further. So she repeated it. Again. And again. Each time improving slightly. Understanding more. Refining better. And slowly. What started as one customer became a few. Then more. Not fast. But steady. And steady growth is powerful. Because it's built on something real. Momentum is a strange thing. For a long time, nothing seems to happen. Then suddenly, everything starts moving. That moment came when she made one key adjustment. A small shift. That changed everything. She didn't try to reach everyone. She focused on a specific group. People who truly needed what she was offering. And for the first time, her message connected. Deeply. Clearly. Powerfully. Sales increased. Attention grew. Word started spreading. Not because she forced it. But because it worked. And when something works, people talk. Suddenly, the same type of people who ignored her before started paying attention. Asking questions. Showing interest. But this time, she was different. She wasn't seeking approval anymore. Because now, she had results. And results speak louder than opinions. Growth accelerated. What once felt impossible now felt inevitable. Her brand expanded. More customers. More demand. More opportunities. She built systems. Improved delivery. Strengthened quality. Scaled operations. And for the first time, she stepped into visibility. But not as the girl who was ignored. As someone who had proven herself. People noticed. Not because she asked them to. But because success is hard to ignore. Opportunities came faster. Partnerships. Investments. Expansion. And just like that, the same world that once overlooked her was now watching closely. She didn't become unstoppable overnight. She became unstoppable. Because she didn't stop. Through doubt. Through rejection. Through silence. She kept going. And now, standing at the top, she understood something most people don't. Visibility is not where success begins. It's where it shows up. Everything that made her powerful was built when no one was watching. Today, people see the results. The brand. The influence. The success. But they don't see the quiet years. The invisible phase. Where she became who she needed to be. And that's the truth most people miss. You don't become unstoppable in the spotlight. You become unstoppable in the shadows. And by the time the world sees you, it's already too late to stop you. Everything that made her powerful was built in silence. So here are the lessons you take with you. Lesson 1. Stop waiting to be noticed. Start building anyway. Because attention comes after value, not before. Lesson 2. Rejection is not the end. It's feedback. Learn from it, adjust, and keep moving. Lesson 3. Silence is a strategy. Not everything needs to be announced. Sometimes your greatest growth happens when no one is watching. Lesson 4. Small wins matter. Don't ignore them. They are proof that you're moving in the right direction. Lesson 5. Focus creates momentum. The moment you stop trying to please everyone is the moment things start working. Don't just watch this. Apply it. Take a few minutes right now and do this. Write down one idea you've been afraid to start. Identify one reason you've been holding back. Then take one small action today, no matter how imperfect. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today. Because the difference between invisible and unstoppable is action. If this story changed how you think, subscribe to Billionaire Backstories. Because the next story might be the one that changes your life.